Good afternoon and welcome. I'm Karen Marsdale, President and CEO at the Greater Reading Chamber of Commerce and Industry. And here we are again with another edition of Member Spotlight. And I am very excited to have someone I've known for quite a long time with us. And it's one of our wonderful nonprofits in our community. And as many of you may not know, we have a number of nonprofits that are part of our Chamber of Commerce. And we especially appreciate that because I think that that gives our membership a wide diversity of membership from the business and industry community all the way to our nonprofits. And one today that's especially really all valuable, but this is a really special value to women, I would say primarily. Yes. And Kathy Kolb is with us, and she is the Executive Director of Breast Cancer Support Services of Berks County.
Yes.
So welcome, Kathy.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
We were just talking because time seems to have flown, and you have been with the organization as Executive Director for
10 years.
10 years.
Yes.
And that's been a journey, I'm sure.
Yes.
And you know, as reading some of the bullet points about the organization, it really was founded on sort of a grassroots need.
Yes, it was. So that survivors, breast cancer survivors came together and noted that there was a need here in Berks County for peer support, and that was how Breast Cancer Support Services came about.
And that's so true, that we all as human beings, whether it's in something as life-changing as having a diagnosis of breast cancer to other things that we do on a day-to-day basis, it's so important to have a support group and a network and a peer group or whatever we want to call them, whether it's in business or in a case like this even more so. 1993 it was founded.
Yes.
And you've been able to stay the course, which is wonderful. And we were just talking about the fact that you have 3 on your staff.
We have
and
a staff
an
of
army
3
of volunteers.
Yes.
And that's what makes the difference, I think,
right.
for so many of us nonprofits.
Right. The volunteers
and organizations.
Really,
Sure.
The volunteers really do the work of the organization, and we have many talented volunteers. The majority of our volunteers are survivors, but we also have physicians and counselors and professional caregivers, professional healthcare people who step forward to help out.
Sure, because I'm sure that you've probably taken the call or many calls of a person who's had a diagnosis. And
yes.
What would you say has changed perhaps in the 10 years that you've been at the helm in terms of either awareness, acceptance, hope, whatever it is that has changed in 10 years, because medicine has gone so far in such a short amount of time?
I think the one really important change was that both of the Berks County hospitals, Penn State, St. Joseph, and Reading Health System now have patient navigators who help you just navigate through all your treatment. So that's been a huge asset to their patients, and it gives a point person for BCSS, with the patient's approval.
Sure.
To now there's a point person who can help if we intercede on their behalf with. Usually those would be emotional issues or support that patient may need.
So that has been a huge advantage to really have that navigator, because imagine, it just, particularly, I'm sure in whatever circumstance, whether a woman might be in need of going through this process alone, in terms of not having a spouse or significant other, or family surrounding them. Right. So what a huge advantage in our community. Would you say that it's something atypical to have an organization like Breast Cancer Support Services in a community, aside from what hospitals and others do?
It's very unusual when when we attend the statewide breast cancer coalition of Pennsylvania, when we attend their conference in Harrisburg, everyone will come up to us and say, oh, I wish we had an organization like yours in our county. And many of those are people who are healthcare people who wish that their patients had the support that we have. We do not know of another organization like ours in the state of Pennsylvania because Breast Cancer Support Services is independent. It's not part of Penn State Health. It's not part of Reading Hospital. It's independent. It flowed up through survivors, and that makes it very unique.
That's amazing. So speaking of that, okay, so you're independent, you're self-sustaining.
Yes.
You've been around for more than 20 years.
Yes.
And so where does that funding come from?
That funding comes from people who live here in Berks County who generously reach into their pocket and send a check for, we got actually received a donation today of $4.
Oh,
so, it might be thousands of dollars, but, those checks are $20, $30, $40, $50, and that's what is what we use to offer programs for survivors and guidance and help.
So what would you say in terms of, here was something I wanted to go into, but I'll talk about that later. But I know I've been to the Pink Power Nights, great support there with hundreds of women coming together. And I think that feeling of probably, I'm not in this alone, I'm feeling empowered, I'm feeling supported, makes all the difference in the world in terms of someone's survival.
Yes, and studies will bear that out. That if you feel supported, you tend to do better in treatment.
That I think would be a huge, I would say, benefit, or a selling proposition, if you would, for you folks to say, look, this is not just about giving out medical information or making sure that people are navigating in the right direction, but this is about coming together as people and as women and feeling that challenge that you're all, that you're in this alone and you're not. This is something that is very interesting that you're talking about the Young Survival Coalition.
Yes.
So that's something that I am not familiar with. It says it's here in the talking points. A face-to-face group for those under 45, young mothers, single women, women with questions on fertility, etc.
Yes.
And this is something that I had not been as aware of until a physician friend of mine, a woman, a friend of mine, shared the statistics. So this is a little bit. Are you seeing younger women?
Yes.
Is it because
we see women in their 20s. We see women in their 20s. We currently know of a college student. So we do see women in their 20s and 30s and 40s. Their needs are unique, and we try to create a community for them that so they can talk to others with similar issues.
Well, that is wonderful because I couldn't even imagine that. But between events and all the initiatives and educational seminars and Pink Power Night and a conference and a lending library, newsletter, support line, all these things that you're doing, I really want to commend you and thank you for being in community and really we want to celebrate that as part of the chamber family too. So I do so much appreciate it. Is there a last thought that you want to share with our viewers and listeners while we're still here together?
I just think that when people come together, we can help each other with our problems, and that is an important point for breast cancer support services, but for the Berks County community as a whole.
Amen to that, absolutely. And I think that, you know, we've just got a fantastic community of like-minded people, and I'm feeling optimistic about things, and want to be a part of it. So thank you for being with us today, Kathy.
Thank you.
Friends, just think about this, that we have the only breast cancer support
Yes.
services independent
Yes.
of any other organization
Yes.
in the whole state. So
Thank you.
you, Kathy, and congratulations on that.
Thanks.